The silly season is upon us. It is in full effect, and it's only been, I do believe, 2 days, maybe not even. Um, Kai Havertz' name popped up yesterday in transfer rumors. We apparently are not going to sign Declan Rice. He's going to Manchester City. And now supposedly Chelsea are going to sign Moises Caicedo. I have an idea. Let's just let Manchester City and Chelsea sign all of the players. We can lock them into the state of Kansas with a big giant fence around them, and they can fight to the death to see who survives. Not the greatest of ideas. We'll talk about it in a minute. How's it? Ryan is nothing more than an Arse Bros logo. Glenn is in his dark of I don't even know what.
I make it brighter.
He's trying to, I don't know, occupy Mars and channel.
I don't know how to do it.
Telepathically summon the aliens. Something I don't know. Yeah, how are we, fellas? About a week since we've seen each other live and in person.
Yeah, that was fun. Well, Ryan was a little just real quick. I mean, Ryan was drunk at the baseball game, yelling out, "Come on, hurry up!" because he didn't want to be there. But
did I really do that?
I still had a lot of fun. It was
you did.
Okay, I didn't think I did.
You weren't there. He did do that.
Where was I?
I might have.
I don't know. You were going somewhere, wandering around that beautiful stadium. I had a blast. I shouldn't have said anything because I had an absolute blast. I don't like
feels a stretch.
I don't like talking about transfers. The transfer window is a house of fucking lies. But I got a couple of things that I heard were definite. So, but that's for when we get started.
Ryan, what say you?
Yeah. The weekend was good. I'm glad Glenn had a good time. I wish I saw him because I don't remember seeing him on Friday. No, I do. I loosely remember seeing him. So yeah, me and my wife were getting ready to go out to meet you guys, and we bought these they're called hard Mountain Dews, which I didn't know. I was like, we gotta try them. So I had one of those. I'm like, this is delicious. I was like, it's great. And then I need a shower, so I was like, so Megan's like, you want a shower beer? I was like, of course, we're on vacation, you always gotta have a shower beer when you're on vacation. So she hands me
big facts, by the way, big facts.
Yeah. She hands me it's called Pirate Water, where it's 10%. It's pretty heavy. It's very heavy. It's like a I don't know, it's like a what do we call those, Mr. Bartender? They're like cocktails in a glass, and to me it's a dimmed down Four Loko. Is the best way I could probably describe it. It's a dimmed down 10%. I'm pretty quick in the shower, and I finished it in the shower, so I drank it pretty quickly.
Talking about the drink or yours? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, hilarious. So then I go to meet up with Tanner, and we're hanging out with a bunch of people, and I meet this guy named Chuck, and this guy named Chuck is such a nice guy. He's a great guy. We're talking about Crown. I'm a big Crown Royale fan. Crown Royale. Yeah, whatever.
Don't interrupt him. Hurry up, Brian.
I'm almost done. So yeah, we did shots of Crown Royale apple. Delicious. I had a few. I don't even remember. I lost count. And then my new friend Chuck just kept passing me his drink, and I was just taking sips of that. Like, oh, nothing. He probably roofied me. I don't know. But yeah, the long story short, we get to the game, and I thought I would just sober up because I was drinking water. I was eating. Yeah, no, the drunkenness never went away. I remember vaguely seeing Glenn. The pinnacle of my night was I was so drunk. I was so fucked up that I was, for I would say like 15, 20 minutes, I was staring at the scoreboard trying to figure out the score. I was like, wait, Mets are definitely losing, but is that a 10? Why is the 2 that? And thankfully, Megan kind of brought me a little to reality, and she told me the next day, like, yeah, the scoreboard's a little weird. Like I think the hits are before the error. I don't know.
Right.
But I was like,
have 45 minutes.
All right, I'm almost done. But yeah, no. So I was messed up, and I feel horrible because I wanted to spend more time with Glenn. But yeah, Pittsburgh was a lot of fun. Beautiful. It's a beautiful city. So everyone that's never been should definitely check it out.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is a beautiful city, but nobody knows how to drive. And the traffic lights are 10 times longer than wherever you live right now. Okay, BG,
Really?
go ahead.
Huh. I feel like I didn't. Okay, it's fine.
Pittsburgh has the greatest beer, though, local beer. Go ahead, BG.
Local
Yeah,
beer.
they do.
Speaking of it, there it is, baby. Hey, what the Yinzer say before he died?
I had a few of those.
I see light. Yinzer is what they call a Pittsburgh.
Also, I'm sorry, Glenn. One more shout out to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds who went to the soccer game on Saturday. And yes, we're going to call it soccer because it was a game in Pittsburgh. And the stadium was absolutely gorgeous. It was an awesome time. That's where I had a bunch of icy lights. And a great time. And I know like a Premier League level club shouldn't do this. It would make really a lot of sense. I think, and I don't think they do it after every game because I don't know. I've only been in one game.
They don't do it. That was a special.
Yeah,
game.
so they invited the fans onto the field and they did like a signing and they were just on the field,
like autograph signings with the players.
Yeah, and I don't know. I was on the field and I played on turf. I played on fields. Yeah, I do this in spite of Glenn. I thought it was a really cool touch, and I think more teams should do that. So yeah,
and don't fucking call it soccer.
And you can't. Time out. You can't even get mad at this. You don't even like to on transfers. And that's what the show's about. And you're gonna fall
half the clubs in MLS.
Today, Junior. Come on.
Half the clubs in MLS have FC after their names. Football club. Don't fucking say soccer. Go ahead, BG.
I'm gonna challenge that. I don't think half of them. I'm gonna check. All right, yeah, guys can talk. And everyone
anyway, it was awesome getting to see these guys down here in my neck of the woods this time around, and it was a lot of fun. I'm glad you guys were able to make it down, have a good time, and
also one more shout out to Tiki. If anyone wants to go to a nice bar, Tiki Lounge. shout out to the makeout guy. Tiki Lounge. Makeout guy. Tiki Lounge is the place to be in Pittsburgh.
Anyway, so
Nashville SC. What does the S stand for? I don't know. Anyways,
God,
I do hate this. I do hate this time of year because it's summer. I loathe the season of summer. Like I hate being hot. Oh God. Anyway, as far as transfers go, I woke up this morning. I woke up yesterday morning, and I saw the Kai Havertz thing, and I was like, "Huh, interesting. Kai Havertz. Okay, I can wrap my brain around this. I can see where their heads are at. I think we need another forward, someone with. I mean, we've talked how often about, versatility in a player that we recruit. So there it is. It's Kai Havertz has that versatility. He really can play. I mean, he can play across the front. He can play in behind. He can play in the midfield. He has a good amount of versatility. It just, he's just not kicked on at Chelsea. So, so I saw that rumor and I'm like, okay. And I went on Twitter and I saw a lot of people are, it really, it's amazing how many people are like, oh, we need better quality and depth. We need to do this. We need to sign this guy. And it's like, but then they go and they sign someone and they're like, what are you doing? Why would you sign him? Why would you do that? It makes no sense. I just, they want their cake and they want to eat it too. But at the same time, they want to bitch about it and send it back to the kitchen and say they didn't like it. Like it just, there's no satisfying these people. My grandfather would say if they were hung with a new rope. We'll just go through real quick. I mean, there are three big ones. So
you're talking about Havertz. Let us chime in on Havertz.
No, This is my show. It's no nonsense show. I'm not gonna take
If you
crap from
open it
anybody.
up to too many things, Ryan will talk for the whole show.
You know Glenn is really not high. He's been butting in every 5 seconds.
I know, right?
He's very sober. To the chat, he is very sober right now.
If I were wearing pants right now, I would get up and do like a karate kick like Jimmy Fallon did as Barry Gibb on Saturday Night Live. Anyway, Glenn, what do you have to say on Kai Havertz?
Oh, you bitch. Hold on. Okay, first of all, it's just a matter of giving the money to his club because he's 90% done with his personal dealings with Arsenal. I was also surprised to hear that Arsenal fans are kind of split on him. I was on the fence. I was like, Chelsea bust. But then I started.
Hold on. I was kind of surprised Arsenal fans are very split. I was on the fence about him. Like, what?
I didn't know how I felt about it. I had to research.
So you are part of the Arsenal fans that you were surprised that are split about him.
No, there's Arsenal fans that like the idea, and there's Arsenal fans that hate the idea.
Oh, by the way, before I forget, 4 out of the 29 MLS teams are FC. 4. You said half. 4 out of the 29. So
okay.
Keep going.
Okay. That was some quick research. Very impressive. The thing with him is BG's right. He can play any position. He played midfield in Germany too. So yeah, I would be actually kind of excited about him coming. And here's why. All credit to James B. Check him out on Twitter because he found this quote from Thomas Tuchel about Havertz when they got him. He's a combination Bergkamp, Van Persie, Berbatov. Oh, yeah, I'll take that.
Is that it?
What? That's it. Yes, I'm not like you. I don't need 5 minutes.
I mean, I don't think any of us really need 5 minutes, Glenn, do we?
I'm listening,
Sorry.
okay? I'm listening, so don't let this fool you.
Oh, we're not fooled. Don't worry. We are not fooled at all.
Shut up.
Ryan, Kai Havertz, go.
I'm not. No, I don't really have much to say because and I'm referencing that tweet that I said that I tweeted 10 minutes ago. My buddy Drew at Mixed Kid Remix. Please follow him if you don't already. Yeah. Check him out. He has a cool article, and he goes. He's on what? He's on a show with Tom.
Yeah, every now and then, they
breaking down Kai Havertz, and he did such a phenomenal job because he's just a phenomenal dude, and he knows his shit. And yeah, I try to match his wits with German football, and I'm no match for him. But yeah, I think this transfer really it shows you what Arteta wants, and to me, he wants to sign players that can play multiple positions, do multiple things. And a big thing that Drew talked about was people want to compare him to Granit Xhaka because people are assuming that's the position he's going to take. While I agree, I think he is probably going to compete with Smith Rowe, compete with Vieira for that Xhaka spot. He's not Xhaka. He's not. He could do a lot of other things. And I think the issue here is people – kind of classify him as a false nine because he did it for a little bit in Bayer Leverkusen, and Chelsea signed him at Chelsea, and he wanted him to do it at Chelsea. And the German, which something that you didn't mention, the national team he played that. He played a false nine. He's part of the front line when we were not good. I mean, we're still kind of rebuilding, but I think I can make an excuse for the German national team. I think we're trying to find a Miroslav Klose. We're trying to find him, and we think Kai Havertz is the guy. Kai Havertz is not the guy. Kai Havertz is not a false nine. I don't think he's going to be for Arteta. I think he may, and I talk about this ad nauseum, the pinwheel of death. I think he's going to be in the pinwheel of death at points because he's tall. If we sign him, he's going to be the tallest player on our team. He's 6'4". The closest person is Saliba, who 6'2", 6'3". So he's a tall motherfucker. I think he could win headers for us in the middle third. He could win possession for us like Partey. He's very good at finding space. And it's kind of funny. I didn't want to go at length about him, but I am. Sorry, Drew. But yeah, I think he's a great signing. I don't like him for $70 million. I don't even know if I like him for $60 million. It's a lot of money.
Dude, you just made fun of me for riding the fence, and now you're like two
because
talking to each other.
No, I'm not.
I don't know. So you're
like
saying you don't want to pay? We offered 80. Who?
I think he's a great side. He's not going to. I think if Emil Smith Rowe does what he's supposed to do, and I have a lot of faith in him because I'm biased. He's my guy. He's my dude. Okay. So I'm very biased. I think he's going to take Xhaka's role. I see Kai Havertz as a depth guy, and I think he's phenomenal. People want depth. The fans want depth. I think he's phenomenal depth. Okay. He could play a multitude of roles. He's going to be a tall motherfucker, which I think is something that we need. We need height. We don't have height in this squad. Whether he uses that to his advantage or not, he doesn't really. But also you compare. He's in like the lower, I think, 40 percentile in winning headers, but that's also in the final third. I want him to win headers in the middle. I want him to win headers in the final third. Don't get me wrong, but I want him to win headers in the middle third, which is where I think he'll be. I think he will be the left 8. But yeah, I think he's just a depth signing. So I think he's a phenomenal depth signing. I just, I don't think we're signing depth for 70 million or 60 million. That's my only issue.
Well,
he's only 23,
24. Yeah,
close. I would pay that for him. I'm sorry. Go ahead, BG.
But that's another thing. We have so many other signings that we want to sign, and I'm sure we have more signings that we want to complete that are not even in the press right now. They're not even leaked out. So obviously, I think Rice is a big thing, and I think we know as a club that West Ham is going to push us to extract. I mean, that's what you want. You want to get the most amount of money for every player. So I think West Ham is going to try to pull out as much money as they can. And he is our main signing, so fair play. They might get, they're going to get a decent amount. But also on top of that, Chelsea's in financial trouble, and we're going to fucking milk Chelsea for all they're worth. And I think we could get a really good deal on Kai Havertz. But I just hope it's not 60 or 70 million.
That's the key to all of this. So the fiscal year for the Premier League ends on June 30th. It ends at 11:59 p.m. British time on June 30th. So for them to avoid financial fair play violations, now we all know how this goes, right? Chelsea, to be honest with you, they'd probably the 115 charges that Manchester City are facing for violating financial, whatever they're violating or whatever the charges are. We haven't heard about them for months now. Chelsea would probably be a club that would be punished, because Todd Bowley, he's not just going to write a check to make it go away. I don't see that in him. The Manchester City ownership will basically just say, look, here's a blank check. We've signed it. Fill it out. There's nothing else to see over here. That being said, back to Chelsea, the financial ramifications with this. The Kai Havertz deal, I would expect, if we're serious, I would expect it to be done in the next 2 weeks, because I think Chelsea want to get that sale on their books. And I'll also throw out the Mason Mount transfer to United. I think that's a deal that gets done. They want 140 million, 70 mil per player. I don't think they get 140, but I would not. I think they would get 100, and I'd say probably 50 for each. And I think you can't. Sure, certain players you can buy at a price that is relative to their potential, right? I mean, we see this. Martin Odegaard. What did we bought him for 32 million, something like that. Kai Havertz was, I think they paid 80. I think Chelsea paid 80 million for him from Leverkusen. And they were buying potential. Well, guess what? He hasn't lived up to his potential. So to sit there and ask for 10 million less than what you paid for him is a little ridiculous to me. But I think that comes down, and I think Chelsea take probably 45 to 50 million for him, and I think they do the same with Mason Mount. Glenn, you had your hand up. You wanted to say something.
Yeah, because it led directly into Caicedo. Is that how you say his name, guys?
I'd say Caicedo.
That's Ryan, the way I was.
Ryan says,
I say cicada. No, I say cicada.
I heard it pronounced.
What is he? An early 90s?
Well, hold on. No, I just
pop star. John Cicada. Yeah, look it up. Look it up.
That's what I say. Google it, kids. That's what I like to say. Can I just, Ryan, please, just let me go real quick. All right. Once you told me we were doing transfers, I complained to you in DMs, and who's whispering underneath me?
Ryan.
I said breaking news. That's all I said.
So this was a couple hours ago. I saw that Caicedo, Goldbridge, say what you want about him. He has a huge channel. He said Chelsea signed him. That means Havertz, who we are 90%. I just look for facts when it comes to transfer window from people I trust. Havertz, 90% his contract with Arsenal is done. Chelsea just stole Caicedo from us. Their financial fair play, as BG was talking about, we're getting Havertz. It's just a matter of settling that deal.
Ryan?
Because they have to sell. They have to.
Okay,
Ryan.
so I don't know where Glenn's finding this. I guess Goldbridge. I didn't see that. I see nothing about Caicedo. The only thing I see about Caicedo is with Arsenal pursuing a move for Kai Havertz, Moises Caicedo is no longer a priority, despite the fact Caicedo has already agreed to personal terms and wanted to join the club. Now, and I've seen this something of this kind of floating around the internet throughout the day. He's not a priority. Does not mean we don't want him. Get him out of here. We're going to sign somebody else. Now, granted, does that mean we're going to? I don't. We still might not sign him. I'm not saying that, but saying someone's not a priority doesn't mean get him out of here. We don't want him. I just think we have other priorities. I think the Rice thing is number one priority, and I think we're going to get him. But again, he's not itching for a move away. So I think West Ham is then going to be like, hey, we're going to extract all the money you want, because what's going to happen? Oh, we keep our captain and probably the best player for us. I mean, I guess it's Mark Noble. I don't know. But anyways, what I wanted to interrupt Glenn, because I thought we were talking about Caicedo, whatever, was that I don't know who this is. I don't know how reputable this is, but at Ollie, a informer, whatever. The deal for Kai Havertz is progressing rapidly. Understand that the deal for Havertz is nearly done. The fee is almost agreed. Personal terms, no issue. Contract set to be 5+1. So 5 years plus a bunch here. Been told the player is looking for accommodation close to Colony. So I also think, the Havertz deal and the Caicedo are kind of hand in hand, because I think we kind of cooled our interest with Caicedo because
Chelsea's signing him. He decided on Chelsea.
Okay.
So
well, it's not what I saw. That's not
he
what
decided on Chelsea. F him, just like that other idiot. I forget his name.
I think Glenn, based on what I read, I think he chose Chelsea because we were like, we're really far ahead with Havertz. We can get Havertz for probably less money. The deal is going to be quicker. We want to. I mean, there's two sides to every story. If you're trying to get rid of a player and you're trying to sell a player, you want to get as much money as you can for that player. But on the same,
I don't want to argue.
No, I'm not. Well, you're going to.
No,
but on the other end, or just listen. No, we're not agreeing. But if you're on the other end, if you're buying a player, you want to buy the player as soon as possible because you want him to be, integrated with the team. You want him to come to preseason. They're playing 3 games in America. You want him there. So I think Arsenal are going to look for to sign as many top tier talent as they can as quickly as they can. I think this Havertz thing is accelerating at such a rapid rate. They're like, you know what? Let's cool the Caicedo talk. We have already people trying to put money in for Rice because that's our guy. We're going to try to get him. But if this Havertz thing is really picking up steam, like what I just said to you, they're gonna be like, okay, well, this is gonna happen. Let's just do this, and we'll see if we can see whatever. Dude, I pronounced his name perfectly the first time. Now I forgot his name already.
Caicedo.
As part
Caicedo later. So I think Havertz is going to be an Arsenal player.
I need 10 seconds, BG.
Go.
Ryan said a lot of good stuff, but don't listen to him. Caicedo is signing with Chelsea. Chelsea has to sell some players. We're getting Havertz. Okay, that's all I have to say. 10 seconds.
But he didn't sign with Chelsea. He didn't sign. I don't know where you saw this. I want to see. He didn't sign with
Goldbridge
Chelsea.
And an article that was published 2 hours ago, probably 3 hours ago now since your last answer. And you can find it if you look hard enough.
All right. Well,
That's
I
what
didn't
she
see
said.
it, so it doesn't count. Well, yeah. But I think Kai Havertz is more of a versatile player, so I'm not upset about that. But I think fucking Glenn Caicedo is going to Chelsea. Yeah. See. I'm like, I think I'm having a stroke live on air, everybody. I think he's going to Chelsea, not because we don't want him, and because Chelsea are coming in with big money and paying him because they don't have big money because they have to get rid of players. I think we want the quick deal. We see a similar player, but I think Havertz is a more versatile player. I think he can help us out more in the final third than Caicedo can.
He's going to be Trossard on steroids.
Caicedo, I said it.
He's going to be Trossard on steroids.
Who?
Havertz. He's going to be able to play multiple positions. He's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think Chassard's more of an assist guy, whereas I'm sure Tanner will like this. I think Havertz is more of a pre-assist guy. He's a hockey assist guy, so that's why I really like him in the 8 spot. But again, like you and Drew said this ad nauseum when he was talking to Tom, and I could not agree with him more. We can't be comparing him to Xhaka because he's nothing like Xhaka. Xhaka is more of a bully, physical type player who, he scored 2 goals in the final game, but he couldn't set up a barn before that. And even for his 3rd goal, like that was a gimme, and he still couldn't get the hat trick. So I think Havertz is going to do a lot better for us in the final third. I think he's a more polished Vieira at this given moment right now.
Havertz?
Yeah, and it's funny. Funny enough, Havertz is going to be the tallest player in our squad. You want to know who the shortest player in our squad is right now? Vieira. So, yeah, interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
He's the shortest player.
Yeah, I think he's tied with someone, but it's I just had it up.
That's crazy to me.
Nope, yeah, he's shorter than Chassard. Chassard's the second shortest.
He does not look like he is the second shortest or shortest player on the team. Wow.
I just want to say one of my worst Arsenal memories is watching Van Persie just kick ass for Manchester United to win the title. One of my worst Arsenal memories all season long. It sucked every time I saw the highlights. But next year when we get Havertz, Chelsea fans are going to have that feeling. Look at him play for us and be a friggin' stud.
And that's the thing too. Like everyone says Chelsea, and some people in the chat said Chelsea reject. Daniel saw you talk about it. Havertz is not a Chelsea reject. He's 24. He's still in his prime. He's entering his prime. He's going to be in his prime. Chelsea is just a bad football club. They're poorly run team. They're not good. You can't be like, oh, this guy is terrible for Chelsea. He hasn't been good. The whole team is in shambles. And it's funny, for a while when they were in shambles, I think this was when they had Lampard. It was before maybe it was into Tuchel. Kai Havertz was the only good player on the team. He was the only, like, when they scored like 1 goal, it was probably Kai Havertz, and his XG is not great. Don't get me wrong, but he's gonna be better under Arteta.
I would just like to add one other thing about Chelsea, because I have a lot more respect for all those great names on paper, but they're doing it wasn't too long ago where Manchester United said, hey, we're just going to try to buy our way out of this, and just started buying all the best players. And, just now they're starting to get good. I think Chelsea's still a year away from being a solid, definite top 4 contender.
Pochettino's going to turn them around.
Yes, I agree.
Did they officially hire him? I'm not paying attention. Okay.
This is going to be a very, very unpopular opinion amongst our fan base. Mm-hmm. But Mauricio Pochettino is a good manager, and he's a good football coach.
I agree.
And I'll tell you, and when we were looking for someone, and he was out there, and we had fired Emery, and it was before we settled on Arteta, I would have taken him. Here's the thing. Above all, win. That's what I want. Win. If a Chelsea player can come in and help us win, then yeah, I'm all for it. If a former scumbag manager can come in and help us win, then I'm all for it. I like Pochettino, and I think he's gotten a raw deal at the shitbags up the road and at PSG when he was there. I like him. I think he's going to be a hell of a manager, and I think if they let him do his thing and work and do his work at Chelsea, I would not be surprised to see them win another Champions League in 5 years.
I got a 5-second reply to that.
I have a 10-second answer.
I think he's an awesome manager, but he still has the stink of Spurs on him.
He does.
That's all I'm going to say. I think he's an awesome manager.
All I'm saying is if he were available and we were looking for a manager, I'd take him in a heartbeat. I'd take him in a heartbeat.
I agree with everything you said, Tanner. The one thing is, why did he trip up at PSG? His management skills are not great. He can't really.
Well, I don't think he can manage the big names. That's exactly what I think it is. Yeah.
So I listen. I don't want to compare Chelsea to PSG. I don't think Chelsea has Messi or Neymar, but I mean, I think Chelsea's a poor man. PSG. What Bully just bought players, and they talked about leaks have been coming out at the end of the season that Chelsea's locker room is in shambles. Players are fighting with each other. They don't really all get along. It's not really a cohesive unit. So you're going to bring in Pochettino, who already has on his track record that he couldn't handle. Again, Neymar and Messi. I get it. It's a little bit more, but I don't think Pochettino's going to. I think Pochettino's going to have the same problems he did at PSG. I think he's just going to have a tough time,
with the big names.
With the names. I won't even go. I
won't
won't even go as far to say big names because I don't even know who you would name as a big name.
I'd say get out of my head because I was just going to say what big name
they
Chelsea
still they have big egos. They have players that think they're.
They all have big egos.
Yes, but given the Chelsea disarray last season, I don't think that really is going to change. Especially bringing in a manager again, that's not really a manager. Honestly, I thought the hire for Chelsea, which I'm not saying it was possible, it's not possible, but I think their best bet would have been to hire like a Carlo Ancelotti. I think they would have turned Chelsea. I think he would have turned Chelsea around because he's a man manager. He's going to suit you down. He's a guy that can control the big egos. But I mean, whatever. Is this what is it? Is this the Chelsea podcast? Come on, we've
been on the Chelsea thing for a while.
Also, this is the last thing from Kai Havertz. Again, I don't like it's too much money, but again, another thing I read was we're willing to match Chelsea's salary. He's getting paid $250,000 a week. I don't like that's way too much. I don't. He's going to be a depth player for us. I don't know how I feel about him getting paid that much money, but yeah, there goes that.
That's not my money. I don't care.
So
we didn't talk about Rice yet.
Well, hang on. All right, just real quick to wrap.
Are we wrapping? I wasn't.
I don't know what time is it.
Yeah,
I got 15 minutes about.
Jeez.
Last thing on Caicedo, and I've been listening to you guys over here, and I've been trying to find anything that I could find. And Glenn, I think you've been duped.
Yeah.
I hate to say that. And I'm not trying to throw you under the bus. I think you've been duped because I just went through Goldbridge's account back 3 days through his tweets, and there's nothing.
No. On YouTube, he did a whole video on it.
Oh, that if he said it out loud, like I can't believe he didn't tweet it, but if he said it out loud, then so
he probably says that it looks likely that Caicedo is going to Chelsea. He's at Chelsea. He's wearing the Chelsea blue. Everybody.
Havertz, the price tag on Havertz is going to come down because Chelsea, especially if this goes through, if this is a deal for Caicedo with Chelsea, a deal has to go through now. Here's you know what?
The salary is the player. The salary isn't with the club.
Do this.
I'm going to try to. Oh, you
no.
can't see it.
It's fine.
Goldbridge. Title of Goldbridge's video is Chelsea win Caicedo transfer race.
If you're Arsenal,
is not a journalist.
Just to screw them over, drag this out till July 2nd. Don't sign him until July 2nd. Put the offer in. If the offer's accepted, be like, wait a minute, we got a few things we got to work out on our end just to screw them over. If the Caicedo thing is in fact going to go through for them, screw them over, delay it till July 2nd.
Why?
And put the Havertz transfer on next year's finances, the math doesn't add up for them. This is what I was trying to interrupt you guys to say.
Yes, go.
Declan Rice. Second offer has been submitted. It is £91 million plus 10 million in add-ons. It takes the total value of the deal above what West Ham had originally asked for, which was roughly 98 million pounds. That's
okay.
Now I know you say, round it up to it, but they had their valuation. They wanted 98 million. This gets it there, plus the 2 installments, which is how West Ham had asked for this deal to be structured. As a part of the deal, here's an interesting caveat that I'm seeing multiple reports saying. This is not just one thing that I'm reading. I'm not reading this from one person. I'm reading this I've seen this easily on more than half a dozen people. Any deal involving West Ham, Arsenal are granting West Ham, any deal for Declan Rice, Arsenal are giving West Ham first right of refusal for any outgoing players, not including Granit Xhaka.
Okay. What was news to me is they went beyond their 80 million they originally offered, which also included the add-ons. So they went above that to get it over 100 million. Thanks for that, BG. I did not see that.
Well, I'd seen a report earlier today that said we had basically offered 90 million. So I saw the report came, it was ESPN. take it with a grain of salt.
But
the report was ESPN, and it was in American dollars that it was 100 and Ryan, what did I say earlier? 118.
Dude, you throwing numbers at me? No.
I believe I had said 100. No, it was 116 million. No, it was 114 million dollars. That translates to roughly 89 million pounds. Translates? What's the not translates? What's the word I'm looking for? Exchange rate. Exchanges to about 89 million pounds. West Ham were asking for 98 million pounds or 126 million dollars. This deal now, from I'm looking at all of it. It is wow. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that these are trustworthy sources, but they're all saying the same things. I mean, it is Twitter. I get, you can take shit and just say, "Oh, that's exactly the look I'm looking for," Ryan.
Well, you have to watch the echo chamber, the YouTubers that just echo what the media say, and sometimes the media
kind of like
just
I am right now.
No.
Like what Glenn was doing 10 minutes ago.
Oh my God, you are like this far away from a spanking.
Ooh,
whoa!
Don't tempt me with a good time. I wish you did that on Friday. I was too drunk. You probably did do it. I don't know.
It is Pride Month, fellas. It is Pride
Oh,
Month.
shut the fuck up with that. So listen, and I don't mean disrespect. I mean, I don't want to get political. Have fun with whoever
Pride
you
Month
want to
is
have
not
fun
political,
with.
Glenn.
Have fun with whoever you want.
Right? Tell it to that kid on Call of Duty that said leave the kids alone and got
Anyway, moving on.
So all right, so wait, no, you listen, that's an offer higher than what I saw for Havertz. All right, you don't need to be Sherlock fucking Holmes for this. Fabrizio, who's never wrong, says personal terms are very advanced for Declan Rice. The offer has just been upped from what I heard with the news from BG. Okay, Ryan, give us your 10-minute reason why Rice is good and bad for Arsenal.
Well, I know Glenn's going to love this. I just read this, that apparently Brighton are trying to sign Conor Gallagher. So,
Really?
I didn't really like the player too much. He didn't. I love Conor Gallagher. I don't think he had a great season. But again, going back, Chelsea. What I said about Havertz, you can't shame Havertz for the whole team having a shitty season, and the same goes for Conor Gallagher. So, but yeah, Brighton are looking for Gallagher, so maybe there's something in that. Maybe Caicedo might go the other way. It might be easier to get it done that way, and that might help Chelsea's loophole. I don't fucking know. But that's just interesting.
Can I just say one other thing before I get canceled for my remarks?
For spanking.
Shut up. So I can't find it here because I can't do two things at the same time, because once you get to a certain age, you just can't do shit like that. So yes, Chelsea's having a yard sale because I see a thing here that says Pulisic is leaving too. So
Well, that was like 2 weeks ago. We knew.
Oh
God.
Wait, that they're selling him, or that there's a team that's buying? Because I haven't seen anybody that's buying him.
Wait, I'm trying to be disrespectful.
Glenn's got like 10 minutes left. Let's I see the finger. All right. So all right, I'm gonna quickly go Rice. I think he's the number one priority for a reason. We're going to spend our majority of our bank on him, and I don't see why not. I think he could play the 8, could play the 6. I think he could be, and I've said this on multiple shows, he can be the best midfielder in the world under Arteta, and I think he will be. I just hope West Ham will let us, complete the process in a quicker manner, because I really want to get Rice. We could focus on other priorities that I think we're going to do, because I do think even if we sign Havertz and Caicedo and Rice, our business is not done.
Oh my God, no.
I hope not, because I still think we're a little thin on defense. But also, let me add this, because we haven't talked about this yet. I think our biggest signing this summer was re-signing Saliba.
Where'd you get that from? From one of the Arsenal podcasts this week?
BG, can you talk now?
Because that's what everyone's been saying, and I agree. But it's just like I'm a little like, oh guys, you know what the best signing this Arsenal transfer was? William Saliba. It's like, oh good, you thought out of the box. Congratulations, here's a medal, you monkey.
I weeks before we signed him, I put a tweet out saying that two things I keep thinking about in June in the window is got to sign Saliba. I think his injury cost us the title. And the second thing was, I wonder when my timeline in June will be filled with Fire Edu because we haven't signed anyone yet. I put that
it's already out there.
Oh, of course it is.
Oh, that's already. Oh my God, that's already out there. There are people.
I don't want to talk about that.
That tweet was weeks ago. That tweet that I put out that said that was weeks ago. I'm just trying to shut Ryan up for a second.
You can't, Glenn. But no, I agree. I think
it was going to shut Ryan up was the booze from Friday. Sorry, Ryan.
Yeah, I didn't talk much Friday. I don't know if you know.
You really did.
I didn't talk much.
He was good. You were good at the tailgate, and then we got inside, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like, you were good till we got inside. That was it. But anyway.
Nega gave me food, and I was like, oh, you fed me? What did I have? I don't remember eating.
Yeah, you don't even remember it. It was good. It was good.
I remember,
mac and cheese.
She said that, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I kind of.
Man, wish you'd have remembered that. Sounds pretty delicious.
She said it to me, and I was like, oh, yeah, I kind of remember that. But yeah.
Is there, I want to get it back on track, and we've only got a few minutes left here with Glenn, and then we're going to wrap up. So, Glenn, is there anyone out there? I don't even know how much. I don't know how much you pay attention to other leagues. Is there anyone else out there that you see that you're like, man, I like that guy. I'd like to see him end up at Arsenal. That's maybe under the radar.
I know it's frustrating because I think we're going to spend so much money on Havertz and Rice that, it's like, okay, so what? I think we're still a little thin on defense, although I always mispronounce his name, the guy with the K.
Kivior.
Yeah. Did you guys both say different pronunciation?
No, the W is pronounced like a V. It's Kivior.
And I heard, I'm not saying he's an answer, but I heard that trusty kid is playing really well. So maybe
true. There's talk about they're going to sell him.
Oh, okay. So, do you guys feel like we're a little thin at defense? And don't worry.
Yes.
I'm in control of when I leave because my wife's on a train right now coming back from Manhattan, but it is Manhattan. She could be dead. But if she's on the train, the crime rate in the city, Ryan, you don't live there anymore.
I never did live in the city, Glenn.
Oh, okay.
Is Long Island not considered the city?
No.
But I feel like a lot of people who don't live in New York City, maybe Long Island, I guess not. Yeah, okay. Never mind. I think I may have been lumping.
It's the suburbs.
5 boroughs.
It's the suburbs mostly.
Anyway, I do. Yeah, Glenn, to answer your question, I do feel like I think we need to upgrade on Rob Holding now at this point. Rob Holding is good for the Europa League. Rob Holding is not good enough for the Champions League.
Mm-hmm. Totally
and look, I'm a Rob Holding guy. All right. It's one of those, there's a job for him to do. I don't mind if he is here as a part of the team. I'm not saying that he needs to be sold, but he's not. We need to look at players. Okay. How do we rotate? Ultimately, this comes down to how do we rotate the squad for Champions League? Because not making it out of the group stage of the Champions League is not going to be acceptable. I can tell you that. Probably need to win a round in the knockout stages to say.
Unless we'd already won the Premier League by 20 points.
Right. In December.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
I guess yeah.
But, it's like, hey, you've been a stalwart for this club. Thank you for everything you've done. We have to upgrade on you. It's that simple. I don't know that Kivior is that guy. I definitely think so. There's a rumor with Timothy Castagne from Leicester, Belgian international, that is out there. I like this. He can play across he really can deputize at both fullback positions. He can play across the back four, but he's a fullback mostly, 2-footed, which can help Ben White or Tomiyasu both deputize at either center back position. I would not. There's one player. I'll give you my under the radar pick real quick. Evan Ndika. I believe he was he at Leverkusen?
He signed with Roma.
Oh, he signed. Well, shit. I'll just GFY then. GFM.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't hear he signed with Roma. Shit.
Yeah, I saw it. And I was immediately going to tweet at oh wow, I forgot.
You know what? You know what also worries me about the defense? You know what also worries me about the defense, BG, is that, the one thing that I do check every day, because he's one of my favorite players, is Tierney. And I don't see anything, but someone DM'd me that he said he can't say his source, but Tierney is gone as much as he loves the club. And that, that rings in my head. And I'm like, okay, if Tierney leaves, then it's even a bigger hole on defense, because Tomiyasu gets hurt all the time. So I'm a little, if you want to ask me what I'm concerned about with this window after we get Rice and Havertz, is that kind of little thing. We're not going to be protected against injuries with the defense as it is now.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me is ultimately what I would like to see is to have two number one defensive back pairings. Ryan, Glenn, you guys are both hockey guys. Hate to do it, but I look at center backs the way I look at defensemen in ice hockey. I want chemistry and I want a pairing. I want to bring in another guy that we're going to pair with Kivior to say, Kivior is going to be the guy that's going to get rotated in for Gabriel at the back. I want to bring in another guy that can partner with Kivior, and we say, we're not going to rotate one guy out. We're going to rotate the pairing out. So Gabriel isn't going to get a break, and William Saliba is going to play with Kivior or vice versa. If we're going to rotate, this is just me personally. This is just a pure opinion on my part. If you're going to sit Gabriel, I want to sit Saliba. I want them to come out, and I want the other pairing to go in.
Interesting.
Well, I disagree. Only because of the way Arteta plays. We play in a back three sometimes. So, and the way our fullbacks are, who are our fullbacks? Tomiyasu, he plays center back for Japan. Ben White, he's played center back. And Tierney's on our roster, so Tierney, he plays center back for Scotland. So most, if not, I might go through all the fullbacks. Zinchenko doesn't play center back. Other than Zinchenko
doesn't really play fullback either. So
yeah. But besides Zinchenko, all of our back four, they could play almost any position. Tomiyasu could play left or right. Ben White probably will never play left fullback for us, but we have Zinchenko, we have Tomiyasu. Kivior played left back for us towards the end of the season. So I don't think we're really trying to have pairings and sign a center back. So I think we want to sign someone that can play across the back four. I do think we're going to probably try to sign a left back.
That's where I think the Castagne thing comes in because he can play across the back four.
I think we're just trying, and it goes back to what I said before. I think the Havertz.
But here's.
We want to sign a player that can play multiple positions.
Exactly, and I'm okay with that. I like the idea of the versatility. The only thing I'll say about bringing in a backup fullback so that Ben White can slot in to play that right-sided center half role. But what if Ben White is the starting right back? And we say, well, we're going to rotate Saliba out. Well, what about rotating Ben White out? What about giving them, how do they both get a break? And this is where you got to go.
No. That's my own set alarm.
The point being, we need depth everywhere. You look at Manchester City, there are guys that just don't get a shirt because you can't dress 22 players. You can't have 11 guys on your bench, right? I'm saying, look, some guys just aren't going to get a shirt sometimes. And that's not a bad thing. If the Champions League, when we play the team from Pot D, in Europe, wherever that might be, rotate some of these guys out and give, rotate Ben White out and throw, if it's Castagne, throw Castagne in there, but have another option at center back. If it ends up being Rob Holding, then it's Rob Holding. Let's go. But you see what I'm saying? It's like, okay, have two at every position. The versatility is great because if Saliba gets hurt, we feel comfortable with whoever the backup right back is. If that's, we'll just say Timothy Castagne, Ben White can slot in to Saliba's role. Okay, that's where the taking Ben White from right back to right center half. That's where I think I want to see that. Again, this is just me. This is just me.
Very intriguing. I got about 3 minutes, but so I'm going to say something
That's
real
fine.
quick as my final words. And I'm just going to listen to you guys. We have so many great goals to remember this past season, but to me, it was our defense that put us in the title race, and I really think we need to get a little more depth there. Rob Holt, we go in the next season with Rob Holding. It's going to be like, that ticking time bomb to me.
Yeah.
But that's all I wanted to say.
I don't think he's as bad as you guys are making it out to be. But again, I'll go back and I'll say I still think we need to upgrade on him. I think
that's where I'm at. Yeah.
We every season we are in, especially with the likes of Martinelli, Saka, Smith Rowe, all this young talent we have, we need to be every year raising the bar. And I think Holding could perform for us next season, but if we're constantly raising the bar, I think let's just cut our losses now. Let's get some money for him. I think he's been a great servant to the club. I think he's had his moments for us. But yeah, I think I agree with Glenn. I think we need more depth. Problem is, we're not going to just be like, oh, we're just going to sign a center back. But we're going to sign a guy that's probably like a Castagne, where they could play anywhere. And I think it's what we need, especially with the way we play with our back three. Our left fullback goes inside to play midfield. Our right, we could sign a right back that plays midfield, and now with the way City are playing, John Stones, who is the center back for them, he slots into the midfield. So I'm sure Arteta is not far behind him in doing that. So I think it's just going to be very interesting to see what we do. But I think all options for us are open. But I would like to see a signing or two, maybe like a good signing, and then maybe a Kivior type signing where it's like out of left field, but he's a young guy and he'll grow into his spot.
Yeah, the Declan Rice thing, I can tell you right now, people, he's on international duty with England right now. So nothing's going to happen until he comes back. You could agree the fee with West Ham. That's fine.
When do they come back? I don't even know how long they've been for.
Like a week. I think a week. I think they have a game maybe next Wednesday.
Yeah, but keep in mind, personal terms very advanced, according to Fabrizio
And that's
Romano.
fine. Well, all I'm saying is the announcement, the official club announcement. Because at the end of the day, I don't trust any of it. I've said this before. I'll say it again just real quick because I have to. They're tabloids over there. That's why I trust Ornstein, because I trust The Athletic. I know guys that work at The Athletic. That's why I trust Ornstein. Fabrizio Romano is paid by other clubs. Like, there are football clubs that actually pay him to do a job. So I trust him to a degree. The rest of them, I trust James McNicholas because, again, he works for The Athletic. I trust Amy Lawrence because she works for The Athletic. And I trust Art DeRoche, because he works for The Athletic. So the rest of them, the Mirror, the whatever, all of the newspapers that are the London newspaper, whatever they are, they're tabloids. It's the National Enquirer over there. They spit out. The ITKs, the in the nose on this thing. I don't listen to any of that shit.
I don't care if Fabrizio Romano sold his soul to the fucking devil. The guy is right all the time. I don't care who pays him. I don't give a shit.
He's right. He's right maybe 65% of the time.
Oh, you bastard. Now you're going to make me research when I
do it because I promise. Like, here's the thing. But
Glenn, good luck with your research.
Here's the other thing with this, too. We all, and not you guys, because I think you guys understand this, but you've got to take what you read with a grain of salt because everything is fluid.
Pinch.
A pinch of salt, right? Whatever. You just take it with a pinch of salt because, look, things change. What if Manchester City decide, you know what? No, we really want Declan Rice. And they all of a sudden throw 130 million pounds at West Ham. Well, you're West Ham. What the fuck would you say? Yeah. Okay. And you're Declan Rice. The treble winners want to sign you, and they're willing to give you more money than Arsenal or the same money that Arsenal are going to give you per week. What do you say no? No. So it's all fluid. So things change. And that's why guys get things wrrong. But he has got things wickedly wrong before.
Okay, I'm not going to argue that with you. Now you made me forget. I know what I was going to say. BG, I've done so many of these shows with you. I had this awesome weekend hanging out. So, I've been married a long time, and I know when I'm not going to convince somebody of what I'm saying. So I'm just stopping it right there. You had the final say. You had the final say. Ryan, you know I love you and think you're an asshole at the same time. And you can say
That's
right
fine.
back at you now.
No,
I got guys. I gotta go. It
Oh,
was a
I'm glad.
blast.
Before you go, I just have a question, real quick. Did you see the
Okay.
schedule that came out? What'd you think of it?
Oh shit, we didn't even talk about that.
That's yeah.
My first thought. I'm so bad. My first thought is 3-0, baby. Start the season.
Who's our fourth?
Oh,
I didn't know who our fourth game is. All right,
well,
cool.
I just remember saying, "Oh, that's not a definite win." But the first
Man,
three,
you Fulham?
No, it's bad. It's United. Yeah.
No, Fulham's third though. Like Fulham's gonna be a tough
Fulham
game.
is third. United is fourth, I think.
Yeah, United's fourth.
But I also discovered if you got the schedule in front of you guys.
Yeah, I'm looking at it
I
right now.
will in a minute.
First home. Excuse me.
First home
this
game.
This gets me very excited. First home game in January. What is it? I forgot the date.
Dallas, the 13th.
I'm going to fucking England for my first fucking time ever, and I'm going to try to get tickets to that game. But even if I don't get tickets to that game, on my bucket list is watching an Arsenal game at a pub, and I need you guys to tell me a good pub if I don't get tickets. My very first time going to England, I'm going to spend. Oh my god, I'm like so.
Where you're going then?
Yeah, because the airline tickets are cheap as fuck.
They only have one game, and then they don't play till the 30th. I guess.
Yeah, but dude, I'm a history buff.
Dude,
I'm a history buff. There's so much to see in England. So yeah, guys, I had a blast. And
Crystal Palace, by the way, Glenn.
That's right. Yeah, where have you been? I said that like.
I was looking for who they play when you said it. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I knew the schedule was coming out the 15th, and I immediately went to January to see when I was going. I'm like, my hands are shaking a little bit. Guys, I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Ryan. I didn't mean any of it. You're a good guy.
I'm fucking with you again. Come on.
I know.
I know.
All right, fuck you.
Oh my god.
Fuck you, bye.
Okay, fuck you, bye. I said, "Fuck you, miss."
But the Rice thing, I think we're gonna get the Rice thing done. I think the Man City thing is
the Rice thing's probably.
I genuinely think Man City could be interested in him, but I think it's more just to blow smoke up our ass to give West Ham more money because again, Rice is not. He's not agonizing. He's not trying to make the move. So West Ham's like, all right, let's try to
real quick, and then I got to run. But real quick, I had said a couple of years ago when we were doing the same old Arsenal USA. It was me, you, Rowan, and Glenn. And I have a beagle puppy coming to see Dad. Oh, hi, are you coming to see Dad? Do you want to come up here? Do you want to come say no? Okay, I'm not going to pick you up. I remember asking this question to the three of you, and you all three answered the question the same way. If you had a team, you're Manchester City, you just won the treble, with the exception of Ilkay Gundogan, and let's say he's under contract. Let's redo his contract. He's under contract for another 2 years. So you're not looking to replace him. You don't need to replace him right now. You can return the same team, the same, let's say, main 18. Oh, boy. Here we go. I don't know why she let them downstairs by themselves. They're going to, yeah. Can you hear that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Sorry.
I can hear you.
If it's really loud, I apologize. It's fine. I asked you this. Do you make a signing in the summer for the sake of making a signing? Or if you're a team like Manchester City, do you look at it, you say, we just won the treble with these mainly 18 players. Do you try to change it?
I mean, every team around you is getting better, so you
but
see.
You just won the treble.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. We're going to get better, and if we get better and Man City do not, I can guarantee you they're not.
But how much better can they get? I guess my question is, how much better can they get?
Man City get? Well, yes. I mean, isn't what's his name leaving? Bernardo Silva's leaving, and
so what? If you didn't have to replace outgoing players, if there weren't players who were like, you know what, that like Gundogan is a free agent, can sign anywhere on a free. Bernardo Silva, I don't know. I don't think he is.
Yeah, he's going to Barcelona, or is it Rodri? I confuse the two. I don't know. One of them is off to Barcelona apparently.
That might be Bernardo Silva then. But anyway, you see my point.
Yeah.
Do you? Trying to improve is one thing. Replacing players is something totally different.
Yeah.
And I look at a team that just won the treble, and I say, if they're returning their main 18, not their starting 11, but their main 18, if they're returning, which they're not, but I'm hypothetically speaking. I'd go back to battle. This is just me, and everybody will think I'm crazy. I'm taking that. Who am I getting that's better? I may get younger, but am I getting better? Who is better than Ilkay Gundogan right now that's going to fit into that side? And it's just a hypothetical. I'm not necessarily asking.
No, I know. And your argument makes a lot of sense. If
this is a very American way of looking at things. Why do I want to try to fix what isn't broke? I mean, and they've just won. This is their third in a row. How long ago did Liverpool is it their no, it's their second. Liverpool won it 3 years ago.
Yeah. They won during COVID.
So Manchester City have won 5 of the last 6, and they just won the treble. I'm not short of having to replace someone. I'm not looking. How do I improve upon a team that just won the treble? Again, if I'm replacing because they're leaving, that's different. And I get that Ilkay Gundogan free agent. I get it. But sometimes I think that teams make signings just for the sake of making a signing. Like, if I have the best team in the sport, I'll use, again, I'll use a hockey reference. You'll get it. Hopefully everybody else does. But if there's a trade deadline, but if I have the best team in hockey prior to the trade deadline, do I really want to mess with it? Do I really want to try to make the team better?
Well,
if I'm already the best team, how much better can I make it? So the City thing, back to the point, the City thing with Declan Rice is, how much more does he improve them?
If they're losing Bernardo Silva and Gooding, I think he may improve.
But he doesn't. But he's not that advanced. He doesn't play that advanced. At least not for West. He hasn't done it for West Ham or England.
Yeah, no,
I see him.
Put it this way: I agree with everything you said, but the problem is there's a little kink in your. Again, it's hypothetical, so I get it. But the kink in your plan is
chink. Chink in the armor.
I said kink, didn't I?
Yeah, you said kink.
Glenn was talking about slapping me or spanking me, so it's in my head. But yeah, no, the only issue that is the youngest team in the Premier League was nipping at your heels, was ahead of you for the longest time, and you passed them, but we've been making significant jumps in the seasons, and if we're linked to players like Caicedo, Havertz, Rice, we're going to be making a bigger jump, and that should. If I'm Man City, I would be scared. And we're the youngest. Again, I stress we're the youngest team in the Premier League, so we're going to be good for a while. So for me, I think in that respect, like, yeah, you do make improvements. You try to improve the team. You have to raise that bar because we're going to be raising the bar higher and higher every season. Yeah. Especially since our players that are not, the Sakas, the Martinellis, the players the Odegaards that aren't going anywhere. They're going to be there if they haven't entered their prime already, which some people say. I think Saka's going to be even better. Martinelli's going to be even better. Odegaard's even better.
Oh, they're going to
and they're going to be like it for like several years. So
right.
Yeah, it's definitely a good argument though. I get it.
That's it. I got to get out of here. We've got a birthday party to hit up for a 7-year-old, which is going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. But last thing, real quick. A lot of people yesterday, the Kai Havertz news comes out. Oh, now we can't get Caicedo. Are you upset that it would be one or the other? Because it can be both. I'm going to tell you right now, I think we can absolutely get both. All three. Let me rephrase. I think we can get all three. I think we could.
I think then we have a surprise outgoing, like a Thomas Partey leaves or something. But
another show for another time. I think on that front. Off the top, I think we can afford all three. There will definitely be outgoings this year.
Yeah,
and but if it was one or the other, and it was Havertz, are you ruining the day?
If I had a choice between Caicedo and Havertz, I mean, I would probably lean to. I'd rather have Caicedo because he's probably going to be cheaper on the books. We'll probably pay Brighton more money, but salary
His
will probably
but his
be,
wage would be cheaper.
Yeah, his wage would be cheaper. I think Caicedo is a player we need more. I think Havertz is more depth, and I think it's exciting. I think Havertz is definitely more exciting in the final third. I think he could do a lot, and yeah, I kind of value him being tall as fuck. I know he's not. The best aerial duel winner in the final third, but he's 6'4", so I think we need that height. But I think Caicedo is a better player. But real quick though, I just want to give a quick final word.
Yeah.
Shout out to, because they're definitely watching. Matt Smith and Joel Idiho, they're leaving the club in the academy. Matt Smith, FA Cup winner. Matt Smith, sorry. Yeah, I personally didn't think he was ever good enough to get into the Arsenal first team, but yeah, he hung on for as long as he could. I kind of wish we sent him out on loan a couple of years ago, but we did. I think he sent him to Swindon Town,
something like that.
Yeah, it didn't. Joel Idiho is a great left winger. He's 19. He's very young. I think we'll hear about him in a couple of years. And we gave. I never pronounce his name. It's the Salah guy. Salah at the end.
Yeah.
We gave him.
He's in Hull.
Yeah, he's in the academy. He signed his first professional contract with us, so that's very exciting. Jack Wilshere says he's the best academy talent we have right now. So we're going to sign him, and I think he's going to go out on loan again, which is awesome. He might be young. He might be 17, 18. He's very young.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's good to see us doing moves, like Rice, Caicedo. We spent the whole podcast talking about that, but it's still good to see we're making smart moves in the academy, and we're kind of extending people that we think can really make an impact. And I think Salah can. But yeah, no, it's for me very, very sad to see FA Cup winner Matt Smith leave us. But yeah, it's been a hell of a run.
That's it. We're gonna get out of here. What was I just gonna? Quick plug. USA men against Mexico tonight at 10 p.m. I believe. First opportunity to potentially see Balogun in a USA kit playing alongside Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie, and the ilk for the USA. So if you're American and you have any interest in that, 10 o'clock on Fox Sports, I believe, USA and Mexico. That's it for us. Good transfer show. We will be back probably in a couple of weeks, maybe next week. We'll see. But a couple of weeks, and we'll talk about, we'll just get caught up on news and some general banter and see if Ryan can't piss Glenn off some more. For a dude that's constantly stoned, he gets angry. Kind of.
Well, he definitely wasn't stoned today.
He definitely wasn't stoned today for sure. He was earlier. But anyway, yeah, that's it for us. Good footy talk. We'll see you out there.